In this video, I'm going to show you what's going on in the markets today. And we're going to take an in-depth look at a bunch of stocks. So if that sounds like a good video for you, definitely stick with me. And here we have the monthly on Tesla with the RSI all the way up to a 70 and now going down. So definitely something to watch out for on the monthly time frame on Tesla. And then when we look at the 2-week, we got the 2155 golden cross, and last time we got that was all the way back in 2019. And then after the cross, we had a big pullback to the green 55. So could we be seeing at least a pullback to the green 55 at 259? And so when we jump into the weekly time frame, we can get a different perspective on things. And as you can see, we've pulled back to the weekly 21 EMA, and the last time that we pulled back from there after getting the golden cross on the weekly was right here, and it did end up going a little bit further. So, could we be seeing a bigger pullback soon? Time will tell. So when we go to the 5-day, we can get a closer look at things, and as you can see, the RSI is almost at the 50 read. So, and then we'll check out the 3-day, and looking at the 3-day, we are looking like it's kind of rolling down to the green 55 EMA, and it's something similar to like right here, and it might pull back a little bit. Going down to 250 is where the purple is last time it touched it. And so jumping down to the daily, we can see that we got a fresh RSI cross to the downside alongside a 2155 cross. And last time we got something like that was kind of back in here and right here and here. So definitely some time for some increased volatility potentially. And when we look at the 6-hour, we are seeing it right at the purple 200 EMA and the white 200. So definitely something to watch for with that. And then we can also look at it with some different moving averages, as I do like both of them, because when they're all on there, it is kind of hard to see. So looking at the 3-hour, it does appear to be breaking down, and there is a potential pattern right here that we can look at, and a potential bear flag right here. So, and we can look at a measured move based off of that, and that's going to be, let me take off the magnet here, around 8%. So if we take 8%, that would put Tesla around 320. But a lot can happen in between now and then, and when you look at the 6-hour, we got a fresh cross as well with bearish divergence on the MACD. So yeah, definitely a potential to break down from here. And last time it did break down, it was a pretty nasty pullback, and right here. So definitely something to keep our eyes on Tesla. And we can look at Reddit stock, and Reddit stock's pulling back hard, and yeah, potentially looking like it's going to continue, probably all the way down to 140. And we look at Shopify on the weekly. It is putting in some bearish divergence right here as well on the MACD. And, looking at the daily, also putting in some bearish divergence right here and on the MACD. And we look at Walmart stock, big pullback off the daily. And we look at the weekly, bearish divergence on both oscillators right here. And volatility could be crossing up soon. So could be a pretty good pullback off of here. But it was a pretty good run up. And, we can do something like this on it and put the parabola. And a lot of times when they break the parabola is when the breakdown happens. So, something like that. It's kind of the trajectory it was on. So, be interesting to see it break it if it does break it. And Google, big weekly bearish divergence from here and here. And we jump down to the daily. Not really much to see on the daily, and the 6 hour is looks like it's breaking down with the RSI cross to the downside, as well as bearish divergence and low volatility. So this could be a big mover soon. And when we look at Amazon, some potential bullish divergence on the 6 hour. And we look at the daily, it is, kind of more of the same. And Caterpillar stock has had a nice pullback. And when we look at the weekly, it is putting in some potential bullish divergence on the MACD right here. An AMD stock, a little bit of bullish divergence on the MACD. Chipotle stock, not much to say about Chipotle stock. Home Depot, not much going on there. Robinhood looks about like Walmart on the parabola. If we look at the daily, it is putting in a little bearish divergence right here on the MACD on the daily. So. And Coinbase, it looks like I had a pattern drawn in right here, and looks like it is breaking down on that, but time will tell and see if that goes to the upside or the downside. And NASDAQ putting in bearish divergence on the daily, and if we check out the weekly time frame, we do have low volatility. So big moves coming soon in NASDAQ, and we also have been looking at the S&P in a similar situation on the volatility. And John Deere stock is says the John Deere somebody, I thought it said CEO. Well, somebody sold 12 million, so that's pretty good size amount of cash. But so yeah, looking at the daily, we do have bearish divergence, so probably does come back to 470 over time. And looking at the S&P 500, or this is the futures, check out a different one. Looking at the QQQ, we do have bearish divergence on the MACD, and so that is on the daily time frame. So, and then when we look at the weekly, also very low volatility, and so big moves again coming into the whole stock markets and the big market cap stocks. And Nvidia on the weekly time frame does have a weekly RSI cross, so to the upside. But yeah, probably going to move with the rest of the markets, and it is putting in a little bit of bearish divergence on the 6 hour. And here we have Microsoft stock on the weekly, and yeah, there's not much to get off of this for real. Maybe some bearish divergence on the daily, but the most important one to me personally is going to be the S&P 500, and that's just my opinion, but a lot of markets move together, and we take a long-term look at the S&P on the 12-month time frame. This is about as long-term as it gets, as it does include data all the way back to the 1800s. So back when they were riding horses, they had stocks, and so yeah, big moves that can happen in this asset. And yeah, it was a big run up here in the 60s to the 70s, and then a pullback, or really just sideways when you look at it like this, before a big run up in 1980 all the way to 2000. And then back in 2010 it picks up momentum, and so that is a long time, like 10 years of sideways. So it can definitely go sideways a while, but looking at the RSI on the 12-month, we are at a 94, and last time we got that extreme on the RSI was back in 1966, and 1966. Where's that? Right here. Okay, so yeah, it did go up higher from that, but it's kind of where it went sideways for about 10 years. So that's definitely interesting that we could potentially go sideways for 10 years. But the other time we had a big run up, and it got up, it went all the way up to 99, almost 100. So that would be pretty wild if we ran it up to 100 from here. That's another 6 numbers. So, but let's see last time it went above 94. Okay, so from 91 all the way until 2000, so 8 years of gains from this level. So that would be pretty amazing if we had 8 more years of gains. I'm pretty sure that would make everybody pretty happy. But when we look at the 6 month, we do have potential bearish divergence forming if it does keep pulling back right here. And the 3 month also looking toppy, and when we check out the monthly time frame, we're definitely getting up there. Then we look at something like a 2 week, definitely putting in bearish divergence here with 4 drives. And so yeah, definitely showing a little weakness on the MACD and RSI, so with low volatility. So big moves coming in the S&P soon for sure. And when we look at Costco, and this has been one of the big gainers this year, we are putting in major bearish divergence on the weekly. So definitely something to watch for. Netflix, again, putting in bearish divergence on the weekly. And gold also. So everything is putting in bearish divergence on the weekly. That is very interesting here. Also on the daily, as you can see here. So, and then taking a look at Bitcoin on the daily, we do have a RSI cross. So it is doing something a little bit different than the other stocks. And then we also have potential 3-day bullish divergence on the MACD. So could we see another rally in Bitcoin soon, or a potential large pullback, which time will tell right here with zero volatility on the weekly. But when you take a step back and really look at it, the 2-week had bearish divergence, and it did get a RSI cross to the downside. So it'll be very interesting to see if we get a 3-week cross with it to confirm more downside. And then we do have 3-week bearish divergence. So definitely something that not a lot of people are talking about. And you know, a lot of the stuff I see out there, they're saying that we could have a run up to 160. So yeah, very interesting stuff. And then Ethereum, the cryptocurrency that goes sideways, in my opinion, as we're at the same level we were at in 2021. So 5 years or 4 years of sideways, pretty wild. And yeah, not looking so good on the monthly. And then when we look at the weekly, we do have a potential bottom put in right here, but definitely could see a pullback as well, looking at it on the daily time frame, and maybe fill out this wick right here. And so we'll take a look at Apple stock, and it is not much to get off the monthly. Does have a fresh weekly RSI cross. And we look at the daily. Yeah, not much to get off of Apple. Visa looking like it could come back down right here. And look at something like eBay. Could be going sideways from here based off of my indicator soon. And we'll check out Coca-Cola stock, and it is looking like more upside potentially based off the monthly. So you know, with that, thank y'all for watching, and catch y'all on the next one.